This will be the second show that you haven't done.
I know.
Ooh.
Going way the fuck back.
What was the other one?
Nosferatu.
The
Ben
silent film?
Mm-hmm.
Ben Graham and I did that, and it was hard to talk about, especially with him.
Did you kind of play like the movie, silent? Just the whole episode?
Just some piano music in the fucking background. Alright, hello. Welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
I'm Ben, and it's fucking hot today.
Yeah. Cobra's
I'm Cobra.
here. He's not going to be talking about this. You can say whatever you want. I don't care.
Alright.
You
Jump
had
in.
3 weeks to watch this movie. What happened?
I gave it to him on Thursday.
Oh,
Well,
I owned it, so
Yeah,
that's the only reason I was able to.
I was gonna watch it last night, but I got a migraine after golf, and I had to go get some Excedrin, and I was like, it's probably not gonna happen when I have a headache.
So when you guys send me a text, it has both your names up top,
Yeah.
right? And when I read that, I thought I saw that it was Ben that said that. Then 5 minutes later, Ben texts me about watching Pumpkinhead. And I'm like, I thought you just said you couldn't watch this.
People are fucking with me.
Lance Henriksen is our lead.
And we get off.
Yes.
Oh, did we even say what it was?
So much better.
Pumpkinhead. We're watching
so much
Pumpkinhead.
better than Near Dark.
1988, another 1988
Yeah,
movie.
so this is its 30th.
Count
So, yeah, this happens in 1957, and I was like, little Jason? Because didn't...
58.
Oh, that was 58,
Yep.
the original when it opened.
So is this little kid supposed to be Ed Hardy?
Ed Harley.
Harley?
Yeah.
Ed Hardy.
Ed
I guess
Harley.
Harley.
Is that what-
Isn't
Hardy
Ed
boys.
Hardy a Fletch, a.k.a.?
I think so.
I haven't seen Fletches in years
I
either.
love Fletch.
Those are movies I should probably go back and rewatch.
Yeah.
Those and like the Pink Panther movies and Monty Python's. I think I should just do a whole fucking weekend of
I'm
those.
pretty sure Chevy Chase's Fletch did, one of his aliases was Ed Hardy. But isn't Ed...
It's also a wrestler, isn't it?
No, isn't that a brand
Matt
of clothes?
That Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Isn't that a brand of clothes?
I have no idea.
Dan Hardy. No, that's a.
Oh my god, we have no idea what we're talking about.
Ed Harley just didn't sound like a character's name. It made
No.
me chuckle.
That's why I was like, it must be Hardy. I must be
Ye-
hearing it wrong.
Yes, that is a young...
Okay, that's him as a kid.
Yeah, Lance Henriksen.
Yeah. At the beginning, we get this guy's running from house to house, and everybody in every house is like, fuck off!
Yeah.
So the town knows that if you try to stop Pumpkinhead, then you're going to die too. As long as you stay out of the way, he won't bother you. It's kind of like, what's her name?
Darkness Falls.
Darkness Falls, yeah. Stay out of her way, and she totally won't go after you.
So we...
Exactly.
In the beginning here, though, we do get it's a pretty quick shot of what the demon looks like, and it looks awesome.
Stan Winston did the effects and directed the movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a very alien body type.
I think I sent you this, my thought on this. This is like at the height, the absolute pinnacle of 80s horror. This has great atmosphere, great effects, okay acting.
Dude, Lance
Henriksen's killing it.
He's got a flamethrower.
He's absolutely killing it.
He's-
I wish I would have watched it.
He's doing yard work with a flamethrower, people.
Oh yeah, that's the first time we see him. He's got a flamethrower out.
All I can remember is that little nerdy kid with glasses gets hit by the bike.
He is really nerdy, that kid.
I can't remember any of the good stuff.
The beginning of this is fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's slow. It does a really good job though of establishing like this father-son relationship.
So where are we though? What?
They don't
we
mention
don't
like a
Midwest or
location.
I'm
real
thinking
West.
West Virginia, but that's
Oh, you're
just
thinking
me.
here.
I got like a deep south, but
It's somewhere in like the deepest part of a state.
Are there any flannels throughout the movie?
I
No,
don't think so.
I don't think.
Interesting.
No, there's some 80s hair, some 80s fashion with the young kids, but basically the only other fashion is dirt farmer fashion with overalls, like stereotypical redneck.
Is it just like the other Pumpkinhead? Because I remember Pumpkinhead 2
So I've never
more than
seen
this,
it.
and like
Never
he
seen
just
sequels.
attacks all these kids. Like they're doing stuff in
For
their
no
homes,
reason?
and he comes. No, because their families, dad or grandparents are the ones that buried him.
That's not how it works.
Nah.
In the second one, it is because it's red.
Okay.
It's called like Pumpkinhead 2
Blood
Red Wings
Wings.
or Blood Wings,
Yeah.
And the member of the Red Wings, Blood Wings organization who ran it sacked Pumpkinhead or something. And then their kids who are in the preppy organization is
What?
who he's going after in the second
Wow,
one.
they just went really convoluted for the
Yeah,
second.
they went way off. what this was.
This is pretty much a revenge story.
Yeah,
it's a demon.
Well, that's what it is, except these people that he's attacking this one must be the Bloodwings relatives in the...
Yeah, but you're like almost like secret society bullshit or something.
Yeah, it's kind of
This is just a collection of like backwoods hillbillies who have a monster that comes around every now and then. That's all this is.
Yeah, I just don't... I'm not buying... Okay, so Lance Henriksen and his son, they own this little general store that looks about the size of the room we're in right here.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like outhouse size. They sell vegetables, I guess. And somebody comes up...
A bunch of kids pull up.
Yeah, like the dad is, I guess, buying feed off of...
Oh, right. That's the mayor from fucking Back to the Future. The homeless guy who ends up being the mayor, I think.
Oh, that's the homeless guy on the bench?
Yeah, and also...
I played a good drunk in the 80s.
They Live, he was the guy that hung out with Roddy Piper, and then at the end he got rich because he joined the aliens. So
The guy's a good character actor. We're talking the extreme... Like, I have written down here, like, what time period is this? We go from basically a mix of Dust Bowl poverty...
Then a dirt bike
to modern day, like,
and
80s...
Rad was real cool back then.
That movie's bad.
That movie's kind of good. You ever see Rad?
Nope.
What's the matter with you?
I saw it, like, way back in the day. You know what doesn't hold up? BMX Bandits.
I have
No idea.
I used to fucking love that movie as a kid. I tried to watch it. I was like 10 minutes. It was bad. It's Australian. Nicole Kidman's in it. It's like her first movie ever.
So what year did Rad come out?
Probably
85?
Yeah, I was thinking like 86. I don't know.
He's just like this kid, he's like the BMX guy he wants to be, but all the rich kids do it, and then someone sponsors him to get in the race, and he wins it at the end. But he's
That's
doing
so good. 1986.
tricks all through it. Fuck you, Ben.
So you guys were born a little earlier than me. Like when I was old enough to start paying attention to what I was watching, it was the 90s.
I was a HBO kid. Like,
well,
I grew up
Jesus
with HBO.
Christ.
We know how rich you were, and like I told you, the McFeeders were the only people that had HBO in Forestville, so they would
Hold HBO parties.
the VHS record like
Yes.
6 or 3 movies on
Yeah.
one of them, and I'd get them from them.
We did have it for about a half of a year because we got Batman, Weekend at Bernie's, and The Karate Kid 3 all recorded before we lost it. So
We're gonna burn you. This is so good.
fantastic.
Which one's part 3?
All I remember
Karate
is
Kid Part
them.
3.
Is that the guy with the ponytail, the bad guy, and the bad sensei? That's the ponytail.
Yeah, because 2's in Japan,
Yep.
so 3 has to be that one. Oh, who's one of the bad kids in it? He's in horror movies.
Oh yeah, that guy.
I can't think of his fucking name.
I just have that song in my head.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
Joe Esposito. I'm plugging it.
Yes.
Alright, let's get back to this.
When you hear
What?
Pumpkinhead,
Yeah.
do you think Halloween?
Yeah.
Just because pumpkin?
A little bit.
Oh, we actually get pumpkins at the grave of... It's the old pumpkin patch cemetery. Because that's a thing.
Okay, let me ask this because it's been forever since I'm going to be the outside question guy because I'm...
Sure.
What? Okay, so does the witch lady, she have anything to do with Pumpkinhead?
She's able to...
What is Pumpkinhead?
Basically,
Just an entity?
from what
Was
I-
he ever human? What is he?
What I got out of this movie is that there was a separate cemetery where, I guess, like, horrible people? Or who's buried there? They make it sound like town rejects. Like, you're born with a birth defect and you die early. You're buried there. You're a bad person. You get buried there. And so you go dig this thing up, this corpse.
Did it sound like Pet Cemetery?
A little
Yeah,
bit.
you dig it up, you take it to her, and she cuts you, basically does this spell, pours your blood over this corpse, I think.
So that you have to experience what it experiences.
And it comes back to do your bidding, your revenge, if someone's done you wrong.
Okay.
And but like John said, you're attached to it.
You have to
See
deal
what
with
it does.
You see it.
If it gets hurt, you get hurt. If
Yeah.
you get hurt, it gets hurt.
But you
So-
don't know that when you conjure it.
No, of course not. She's not
And
going to
does
tell
it
them
listen to
everything.
you? Can you work as a team?
You could.
You could if you wanted to.
Is it real slow and lumbery, or is it like...
It's kind of slow.
It doesn't move very fast because it's a gigantic
I don't know
puppet.
if I want-
Yeah,
So-
I thought it was, that's one of my criticisms, is I wish it was a little faster.
I don't know if I want that. I don't know if that risk-reward is so good in that.
Well, he doesn't
he
know.
immediately is like, "Oh, this sucks."
Yeah, because, like, he starts feeling...
Worst day ever.
But we need to get to that point.
slow
These kids pull into the gas station
grocery store.
grocery store.
They're just going, cabin in the woods for the weekend?
So before they're just stopping to get some stuff, but they're like, let's get the dirt bikes off of the fucking truck.
Yeah, because it's...
Start running around. There's a fucking girl with a camera, like, ooh, just taking pictures of weeds and shit.
But, you get the one dickhead in the group who's driving a Corvette, and he's tagging along because his brother is in this other group of friends. The dick is on the outside. Like, he's not really
his
friends
name
with
is
this
Joel,
group.
and he's a convict, and he's got a record.
Yeah, he drinks a lot while he drives.
He's got a record.
He does.
I hope
that's
it's
why
Thriller.
He
All right,
has...
yeah.
From what I get, he has a DUI. It wasn't a homicide, was it? He just hit somebody.
Vehicular homicide.
But I feel like he should still be in jail.
Yeah.
They make it sound like, man, it's like 6 months ago.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
But he has been drinking. From what I've seen, he's taken 2 sips off of a beer while he's driving up there. But he immediately just gets one of the motorcycles off the... It's a whole lot of effort for 15 minutes at a grocery store. That's
Exactly. That's what, I don't know why they need to do this. And the one guy's like, "What? What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, don't be a pussy." He's like, "All right, I'll go with you."
And
Fine.
first,
That's
you
his
don't know
brother.
whose property this is.
No.
I
Exactly.
feel like someone would come out with a shotgun and be like, "Fucking
Well, the
off
whole
my
point.
lawn."
The whole point is, goddamn city folk.
Yeah,
So,
I know that here. Some
yeah.
of the city folks. It's the classic trope of, oh yeah, my brother's kind of a dick, but he's my brother, type of thing.
But he's a dick.
Yeah, but he's not just a dick; he's a terrible person.
Yeah.
But
They hit this kid somewhat, or sideswipe him, or something.
well,
and
He
he's
does
dead.
a wheelie on his head.
Yeah.
well, Lance Armstrong's character,
Who?
he runs his What'd you say?
You said Lance Armstrong. The cheating cancer survivor.
Lance
Mike Armstrong.
Hendrickson, his character, he has to... the dirty farmer with the family.
He's got to go help him with feed.
He's got to go grab feed that wasn't at the store. He tells his kid, why you would leave this kid there with this group of people.
I don't know.
He tells him to stay inside. Well, the kid is like 7, 6.
What's
The
he
kid's not
gonna
going to
do?
stay inside. The dog, which is the same dog from Gremlins, gets out. The little kid goes to
Wow,
chase
that's
after him.
Holy shit.
That's like 4 years later.
The little boy runs past this woman who's like, "Little boy, don't go out there, little boy." And she starts trying
It's really
to
bad acting.
but she falls over.
Oh,
and,
wow.
She's barely like trying to run, sort of, and then another girl like tries to pick her up, and they stumble over each other, and oh fuck.
It's do whatever you can not to save that
Yeah.
boy.
Hey, maybe don't go out there, but go ahead.
There's a dirt bike.
Fuck.
Yeah, the kid gets run over, gets hit by the
So what do? Everybody leaves.
The guy-
They leave one guy.
The guy who hit the kid immediately picks up his motorcycle, runs it back to the trailer, gets everything up, jumps at punches his girlfriend, doesn't he?
Yep. Punches his girlfriend. He's like, "Let's go."
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
wow.
I'm drunk if I get caught, and or I've been drinking, and they take off, and then obviously this is 1988, so nobody has a cell phone. They send one of them into the general store, but it's a general store from the Dust Bowl, so there's no telephone there. So they're going to go to the cabin and call for help, and the one kid is left behind. So Lance Armstrong gets God, that's gonna. Lance Hendrickson
Oh,
gets
man.
back. And the look he gives this guy now.
I'm gonna cut that little clip, and every time we're supposed to say Lance Henriksen, I'm putting it over.
Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong.
He's only one movie I know.
So my problem is,
Dodgeball.
is there no medical facilities? Like, if you get cut and you get an infection and you die, like, you don't get any help. They just bury you.
Yep.
Or they dump dirt on it and see if that helps it, and if that doesn't help it, then they bury you.
Because nowhere does he even try to get medical attention for this child.
I feel like there's a hospital within 40 miles of anybody.
But it's
That
in
might
their
not be a
city
fair
medicine
assessment.
and their city ways.
Yeah, that too. Like, we're. I guess if you're believing in
We
this
just
whole
let people
witch
die
hunt-
and we bring them back with witchcraft.
Yep. That's what he thinks this woman is going to do.
Yeah, he thinks that she's going to bring the boy back.
And
But
we-
he kind of knows, too, that the demon's going to come back, too.
Because he saw it as a kid.
Are you saying Pumpkinhead is what he sees and he's like feels with whenever he puts the plague?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the little boy comes back.
No, he brought the little boy and thought that she was going to put him into the Pumpkinhead, I guess. Either to get revenge or bring him back to life. I'm not sure what he wants.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows either. He's just like,
He's like,
revenge!
a witch, yeah!
Yeah. So this woman is fucking creepy.
Well, he has to...
First he has to find her.
I just put... It's called an ambulance, Lance. Call for help.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong
He
with
picks him up and carries him around for an hour and a half.
After
But
this
he-
movie, I heard she moved to Darkness Falls.
He,
She still got a gig there.
he's got feed to deliver, because he's a
Still?
good businessman.
Didn't his son just die?
Oh, yeah, he picked him up, threw him in the truck with him.
So he can
It's
help
like,
deliver
hey,
the feed.
you're slowing me down. We gotta go feed this.
So, he pulls out... I think he also wants, he wants to ask this guy about the old witch woman.
Mm-hmm. And that
And
guy's like,
immediately we're in Deliverance.
Oh no.
At this farm.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of inbreeding going on at this place. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm pretty sure the brother and sister are gonna fuck at some point. Just, it's... Ugh.
The
Gross.
dad or the grandfather, I don't even know who tells them basically, bury your dead. Fuck those city folk. And then basically, don't mess with her. You don't want this. And
His kid knows exactly where she's at.
so, yeah, I'll say it, Lance Henriksen
Okay.
is leaving.
It doesn't
And
matter.
One of the dirty kids runs in front of him and says, like, I know who you're looking for, I know where to find her, but I'm not going the whole way. So we cut to, it's this road. It looks like a straight road.
Yeah, if
And
you
he
just would have went
goes,
on the one road in town, you would have found her.
He goes, all right, just keep driving straight. You get to a cabin, that's her. It's like great directions. It's so funny. And then he just walks in with this dead kid.
Yeah.
And she tells him to go to the cemetery,
Dig up this body.
and dig up Pumpkinhead, basically. So he goes to the cemetery. Go, dig anywhere? He
Well,
just starts.
there's a pumpkin patch on top of a big...
It's weird.
hill.
It's a weird grave.
Yeah.
Now what if someone else's kid dies and they want the same thing? Is there more? Can there be more than one
That's a
Pumpkinhead
good question.
roaming at one
At
time?
the
Or-
end-
Is she doing this like for many people at the same time?
No, at the end we do see Lance Henriksen has to die to stop Pumpkinhead.
Because he's
So-
conjured them or whatever.
Yeah, and so he does die at the end, but the necklace that his little boy gave him is still he still has it. He says, "I'll never take it off." And so we see the old woman burying his body. So he's Pumpkinhead now.
Oh, I get it. I got it.
It's a big moment.
Oh, very
Jesus.
place. So you go do all your killing for revenge, and then you got to become the
Yep.
new body.
Why aren't we drunk? We haven't fucking drank for like 4 episodes.
I drank
4
last
weeks.
night.
We got that Jameson over there. Just
Ooh.
down all of that right now.
I don't know about that.
It's been there for a while. Mine it up.
I'll walk over and get it for you if you
Yes,
want.
please.
Really?
I want it.
Uh-oh.
I have to
I'll
deal
give
with a
it
kid's
Sean's
birthday
birthday
party in a
party
little
today.
while, so...
You deserve it.
Yes, I do.
We cut back between the kids in the cabin. This Joel guy is a freaking monster.
Why is there an axe in your notes?
I just drew that now. I'm doodling during our show. I probably shouldn't tell you that.
Yeah, Joel's a monster in this movie.
Who's Joel?
He's the guy that hit the dick who hit the little boy.
Oh, okay.
Ran him over. But his brother's like, I'll take the blame. It'll just be a slap on the wrist. It's called homicide.
Yeah, you killed somebody, man. I don't care if you did it accidentally or not. You just killed somebody. That's manslaughter.
We see Pumpkinhead being born. So Lance Armstrong, I almost did it again. So Lance Henriksen jump.
Again?
Yeah.
All I can picture is him riding his bike around, like, warning people, Pumpkinhead's coming.
Nobody trains like Lance. Come on.
Nobody cheats like Lance.
So it's really cool.
What a liar! I'm sorry.
Well, as Bill Burr says, how much good did he raise money for different foundations?
Oh no, for
and stuff?
cancer research.
Yeah,
That's great. But
that
don't lie. Don't be a snake about it. If you want to,
Attaboy.
I could have told you that he was probably doping. You have chemo. Your body doesn't want to do anything.
Hey,
and all of a sudden he was
Mario wasn't doping when he came back and scored all those points.
He fucking came back from like 50 points down to outscore
He came back 24 points.
24 points down.
To win by 24
Let
points.
me make it bigger because time has passed. He came back from like 120 points down with a month and a half to go and outscored Pat LaFontaine by 500 points.
Uh-huh.
It was amazing.
That's about right.
With cancer.
With chemo.
Yeah.
He's getting chemo treatments
No,
going
with
right.
Just
Tuesday right.
cancer. Like his whole
Now I
body
can
was
tell you
just...
this: some cancer
Yeah, he had
doesn't knock your numbers down in your body. It just kind of zaps your body.
Wasn't chemo?
Chemo's chemo, but like there was one called vincristine where it didn't destroy any of my cells in my body.
Oh, okay.
But like doxorubicin wiped
Destroys
out everything,
everything.
ripped my hair out, every white blood cell, red blood cell, just
So
crushed
your
everything.
body's
So
white.
yeah, you could get regular chemo to like zap your body to
But
hit
if
your
your,
bone
if
marrow
your
and
numbers
stuff.
are down, then okay.
It's like lighter chemo. It does what I don't know what its function is. It doesn't affect your numbers or all, but you still have to get it. But again, that was
He's drinking out of
27
your
years
cup.
ago. That's his name too, but I don't have an H in my name.
Where are we at?
He's Johnny.
Oh, I got the creepy scene where
Johnny Jameson.
Lance Armstrong's driving away, and he dreams that his little boy wakes up and says, "What'd you do, Daddy?" And then that's when he's like, "Oh shit, I conjured a demon."
Maybe it wasn't a good idea to go see a witch in the middle of the woods.
Is he a demon?
Pumpkinhead's a demon. And then, does it become a slasher here?
Sort of.
Pumpkinhead's just kind of knocking him off one by one.
Well, Maggie goes crazy because of all this shit.
She's like catatonic, the old
Yeah.
just staring.
So Steve chases after her, and that's when Pumpkinhead gets a hold of Steve and just slices him up.
Steve is the brother of the dickhead.
Steve was going to take the fall for the brother.
Yeah,
For the
so
slap
it'll
on the
just be a
wrist
slap
for
on the
murder.
wrist if I take it. It's like, I don't have a record. It'll be a slap on the wrist. I'm like,
A slap on the wrist for killing a kid?
Yeah.
No problem. No big deal.
do you really want...
Oh, the 80s were a simpler time, weren't they?
Do you really
Just
want...
murder a child, get away with it.
Also, look at the area you're in. Do you really want a local judge handing down a sentence to you?
It would be included 3 ass rapes a day.
Yeah, again, we went through that in Deliverance. When Burt Reynolds is like, I'm not going in front of a judge down here.
After it kills Steve, it dropped... Well, Maggie comes back in because she saw it and tries to explain it, but everybody's like, shut the fuck up, Maggie.
Oh, we get a bit of a funhouse. Bodies swinging from nothing right in front of the door.
Steve's body drops into the glass. Yeah, and then Maggie gets killed here. She gets dropped on a boulder.
Are they in the cabin at this point? And, like,
Well, they were out
outside
in the
cabin?
woods, and then
They're in
Maggie
and
trying
out,
to make
yeah.
her way back. But then Joel has this, I'm going to change. I'm going to be a better person. I'm like, what?
You've murdered 2 people, I think. At least one, but probably
He was
2.
basically holding a lot of these people hostage who wanted to go call for help. And then, for some reason, he has a change of heart, and he gives the rifle to... I don't know who the guy's name is. The kid's name.
I think it's Jeff, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right, we'll go with Jeff.
Jeff lives, so it might be him.
I thought there was only one survivor. I thought it was
Jeff.
Camera Girl.
It's Jeff and Kim. They both make it.
Would it have been better if she documented the whole time? Pumpkinhead's killing. And
What
she's-
was the point of her with a camera?
I don't
That led
know.
to nothing.
Yeah. I don't know if they tried to build like
Were they building characters?
but it just doesn't work. But Lance Armstrong wants to stop it, so doesn't he go back to the old?
He goes back to the witch, but she's like, you can't.
Yeah, once it starts, it's
That's
Did
right.
the
It
witch
has
give
to run
her
its
any
course.
rules or anything?
basically you just conjure this thing.
You have to sign a contract?
She's like 250 years old. She doesn't fucking
She's got a lot
remember.
of like facial.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got a beard.
Well,
She's
Whiskers.
basically like a corpse.
yeah,
A lot of old people get whiskers.
she's kind of like a. Yeah, they really make up her to make it look like she was about 180 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have a really good shot of Pumpkinhead holding Maggie's head to the window.
Oh, yeah.
It is really cool.
He just fucking like pushes it in there. It's fucked up. At some point, Joel is killed by having a rifle rammed through him.
Mm-hmm. I thought Pumpkinhead was going to learn how to shoot.
Yeah,
but then
cool.
he just sticks it
He
through.
picked it up like, ugh,
Yeah.
and then Michael Myers him.
Now is like Lance
He feels
Henriksen
anything
having
that-
like
Yeah,
any
he's starting to feel.
visual-
I think he's
Yeah.
starting to realize, like, okay, whatever it feels, I'm feeling. Whatever it sees, I see. So he goes to stop it. Right? He gets his shotgun, or does he pick out? No, yeah, he gets a shotgun. I think and goes after it. But it'll lead back to his place eventually, with 2 of the victims,
Well, I know that,
survivors.
yeah, Kim and Jeff are running, and they go into the town of gross-ass people, start banging on the doors, and nobody
That's the
will
name
let
of
them
the
in.
Gross
town.
ass people.
Gross ass people.
Town.
Population 1 family, but about 36. Because they're fucking dirty kids running.
I might
everywhere.
run the extra miles past that town.
Of course, they're not going to let her in because, if they get involved.
Oh yeah.
But-
Get away from my house.
I believe the little kid's name is Jimmy Joe,
Oh,
That's
wow.
about right.
I think.
He agrees to help.
Yeah. After he, does a spit thing with his sister.
Because he says, yeah, it gets a little.
Anyway.
I don't want to call it bad. There are a lot. There's a lot of good in this movie, but
There's some gross stuff that's insinuated real heavily.
the script is not. It's not one of the best, strongest points here. It kind of basically we're getting 2 scenes from the very first, showing us the very first scene again, where somebody's pounding on the door saying "Help me," and the family inside's like, "Nope, we batten down the hatches. You're on your own." But
So
the kid does agree. He jumps out the window or something.
he takes him to an old church, or the remnants of an old church, and he thinks that it can't go in there, but it doesn't stop at all. It just walks right in. So that was pointless. And then,
At least he's trying.
yeah, I mean, he's giving it his...
Does anyone know any
That's good.
rules to Pumpkinhead or
No,
anything?
nobody
Normally, if
knows.
someone goes
Yeah,
to
the
the
kid-
local
the
library
kid-
and finds a book, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is how we solve this.
Well, the kid
We don't do no book reading down there.
The kid kind of knows the rules because he says, if Pumpkinhead's hunting you, you did something bad.
Mm.
And then she says, well, there was an accident and a little boy died. And then this kid goes, oh, that's you guys. And I was like, yeah, how many fucking city folk?
No one else comes down there ever.
You should know what happened.
Yeah, whose dirt bike hit him? Nobody owns a dirt bike.
I don't know, it jumps between the church and then it goes to Lance Armstrong's house.
Hmm. That's when they end up at Lance's house, and he's figured out that
He wants to kill.
he hits himself with a pitchfork and hurts himself, and he sees
No, he comes
Pumpkinhead
out.
go,
He
"Ugh."
thinks he's gonna burn him because
Yeah.
he says, "I'm gonna send him back to hell."
Mm.
And he comes out of his barn with this flamethrower, which again, he has a flamethrower.
Mm.
How many farmers have flamethrowers? And this thing's like a self-made, homemade flamethrower. I wouldn't trust
Well,
it.
they get bored enough down there, they're gonna pull shit like that. They're gonna put gasoline in his tank there.
So it's him
I don't know.
and the boy from the next farm over,
Mm. Jimmy
and
Joe.
the girl is the only one left.
So Jeff didn't make it? I could have swore Jeff made it through
Maybe
this.
he did. I don't know. I don't have it written down. But they go back to Lance's farm. He comes out with the flamethrower, and yeah, there's a pitchfork standing, prong up.
Yeah.
As it normally is.
It hits him in the
He
shoulder.
cuts the corner quick, and it hits him in his shoulder, and he's like, ah! And he looks over, and Pumpkinhead also is flinching.
So he figured out if he kills himself,
Yeah.
he can kill Pumpkinhead.
Oh, okay.
So he tries to.
Which method?
I think he shoots himself.
Yeah, he
doesn't
goes to the car, he gets a gun, a 6-shooter, and he puts the barrel to his head as like you're gonna brace
Sideways,
yourself
yeah.
sideways, and you hear a gun go off. You don't see it, you hear it, and then you see Pumpkinhead collapse, but he's still not dead.
And he pops up and he's got demon eyes and shit. So then the girl has to shoot him.
Yeah, he
Demon
says-
Eyes like Night of the Demons. Billy Zane.
Sort of like
the
Linnea
glowy
Quigley.
eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sort of like
Oh,
Linnea
that wasn't
Quigley.
Night of the Demons. Demon Night.
I'm talking about Night of the Demons, that would look like her when she was on top of that guy. And she's like, "Don't look at me." Same eyes, pretty much.
Oh, I have here. There's a bad jump scare with the dog. I don't remember that.
I don't either.
Like you think Oh, it was the boy was in the in Lance's house, and they're shooting him, but his back is to the window, and I think you think Pumpkinhead's going to come through the window, but then the dog jumps up between his legs as if you couldn't see a dog coming towards you.
Oh, yeah, good point.
And it jumped up, and it was like, oh, that was a bad jump scare.
It's good for the audience, but it makes no sense. That's it, really. And then the woman takes his body and buries it.
Well, Lance Armstrong says, finish me or kill me. And she shoots him in the head, and Pumpkinhead falls over.
The end. Happily ever after.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, it says, and everyone lived a happy life from here on out.
Alright. I remember liking it as a kid.
I remember seeing it, like, probably on HBO.
I remember there was, like,
some night or something, but...
Or is this the second one I'm thinking of? Like, there's some, like, lightning storm or, like, Pumpkinhead walking and you see some real cool shots of him in shadows and...
Might be the poster.
This must be Pumpkinhead, too, also.
How many are there? Isn't there, like, 4 or 5?
Four? At least, yeah.
They have a cult following. Like, I mean, it's... Like, this had a 65 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, you know what? You go first.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's a bit of a slow setup, but like I said, it does make you believe this, like, father-son relationship. It's pretty well shot. I like the woods scene. It has a look to it. I mean, it almost looks like it was a set, not like on location in the woods. The effects look great. It's Stan Winston, so it's looks like Alien from the movies. To the point that you actually have a flamethrower. And Lance Armstrong's back. I get a little too much. Lance Armstrong beginning. He's got his shirt off. He's got his washboard down.
Is he supposed to be like some sort of heartthrob? What the fuck is going on?
It's a bit of a strange scene. And I don't even know. He's like, at the beginning, he was like washing his face with this bowl of water outside. And I was like this is extreme poverty. This is outhouse, probably no running water. It's all pumped. I don't know where they're at, but I think this was his first time. This is his first movie he directed, and I thought he did a pretty good job for first time. The kids were not good actors, like the dicks, the teenagers. If you want to call them that.
Terrible.
It was really bad. But Pumpkinhead's kind of a cool looking monster.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I don't know how to rate this movie. It's not terrible. It's not, but I didn't think it was as good as the cult following that it did get. Like I feel like you could compare this to like Phantasm. Like, you know, how many Phantasm movies are out there?
6, right?
6. Pumpkinhead has 4. You look
I'm
at both,
sure there's more coming.
But you look at those movies and you go, how do you get 4 movies? How do you get 6 movies out of? But
I think you're going to retract the statement when we watch the Phantasm.
I think with Phantasm it's easier because everything's so fucking abstract and crazy.
Yeah.
This... Okay, I'll give my score here.
Do you think Pumpkinhead's better than Phantasm?
No, I like Phantasm better. But also Phantasm was about 10 years before, so I like movies from the 70s, so...
I disagree. I like this better than Phantasm. I've seen this a lot. Many, many times. It's one of my favorite Halloween movies.
I guess I feel like it's not something I would watch yearly. Do you watch it yearly on around Halloween?
Somehow, this is like one of the few movies that my wife actually likes too. So I'm going to give it a 7.5. I very much enjoy it. I think the setup is stupid as shit, but once it gets going, it's damn near perfect.
Someone's been drinking this morning.
Well, once it gets going, I mean, it's such a shitty setup, like I said, but, like, Lance Henriksen and this fucking monster is killing people, like, really creative ways of picking them up, dropping them. He's got that creepy claw, he's scratching people's faces.
You just say creative is picking them up and dropping them.
No, I did say that.
You did just say it. Rewind the tape.
Rearrange the tape, John, so you don't put that thing right after it. And then he's like shoving shotguns through people.
That's really the most basic way you can injure somebody is picking them up and dropping them.
Real creative way is like punching them, kicking them. Punching and kicking them at the same time.
I'm sorry.
He's too slow moving, I think.
I don't like how slow he is, but he does get from place to place quick, which is weird. Like he's transporting or something.
I do like that the practical effects are fantastic, and this is probably one of the last years before you start getting I mean, Jurassic Park is, a few years away.
That's
where
what I meant
everything's gonna
by,
be like CGI.
It was like the height of practical effects, and the best of them.
Well, don't forget
Stan
that
Winston.
horn in Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, I like Jacob's Ladder.
It's a good movie, but
The only special effect was like that horn on that one lady's head.
she's got a tail too. That's it. But yeah, I give this a 7.5. I watch it every Halloween. I enjoy it.
I watch Halloween every Halloween.
Be patient with this. Give it what, 20 minutes, and then after that it pays off.
About a half hour, I think, is when, because you have 20 minutes for basically the kid to die, and then you have another 10 minutes of him finding the old lady.
I think once he gets to the witch and how creepy the witch is, that's when shit picks up.
I looked for a mailbox to the old lady. I was like, because when he walks up on the porch, and I would laugh if there was like a mailbox on her door, but I didn't see one. What do you think this movie would be when you watch it? Who are you leaning towards?
I'm leaning definitely towards Ben here. I'm guessing mine's going to be closer to a 6 than a 7.5. I didn't hear the mention of boob.
No, they played it real serious in this, like super serious.
Yeah, there wasn't even a remote chance that sex was going to happen in this movie.
Unless it was between.
Was there any humor at all?
No, and I guess maybe.
Unless you find that guy who's punching his girlfriend and running people over. Funny.
I guess my problem is
it should be campier and funny.
The monster Joel. I mean, that guy's a sociopath.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's gonna kill somebody if he gets away with this. He'll kill somebody else. But I mean, he obviously gets it. I feel like nobody else deserved it. I mean, they tried to call for help when they got to the cabin. He ripped the phone out of the cord out of the wall.
That's why it becomes like a gray area with Lance Henriksen thinking I shouldn't have done this.
It's dark in that Lance Armstrong loves his kid so much that he's willing to. The revenge is so powerful in him that he conjures a demon.
But he doesn't know what the demon's going to do.
But also, I guess. He doesn't it's dark, it's just tragic. He loses his son and then he ends up having to kill himself. I mean, it's just.
So you have no up point in the movie,
no,
right?
There's no up point.
It's death.
It's very sad.
It's dark. It kind of is. I mean, it sounds crazy. There's this weird demon that looks like the alien from the Aliens movie, but it's a dark movie. It really is. There's no.
When it comes to the revenge aspect of it, it reminds me of I Saw the Devil. Ever see that?
I haven't seen that yet.
It's the same thing. Like revenge, you get it, but then so what?
Yeah, I guess maybe
changes.
that's the point of it.
It's South Korea, and it is fucking great. That
is Asia. Is South Korea part of Asia?
I think. So it is Asian. Whoa.
We both are Korean. I was just seeing if News Geography.
I want to see some North Korean horror movies, but...
Just show a documentary about what it's like to live there.
Have you ever seen Blades of Glory?
Yes.
My favorite scene in that movie is where Craig T. Nelson is showing them the figure skating movie that was smuggled out of North Korea. Behind the bamboo curtain. And you see this move, and he swings his
cuts off a head.
Cuts the chick's head off, and just
the Flying Lotus.
Yeah, the Flying Lotus. It's my favorite scene in that movie. So, the bamboo curtain.
I don't share rooms. I don't share shit. The night is a very dark time for me. It's dark for everyone, moron.
I guess maybe that's my biggest problem with the movie is there's not really any lightheartedness at all to it. It's pretty dark, the whole movie. Serious.
I'm perfectly okay with that, though. So, all right, if you want to get a hold of us, facebook.com/horrorcasting, horrorcastings@gmail.com. We're on Twitter @horrorcasting. You can find the show on Podbean. You can find it on iTunes. And YouTube has some old episodes on it, so they're there too. So rate and review the show.
Girl me.